What if one island had sunrise above the clouds, natural volcanic pools you can swim in, misty forests that feel prehistoric, and cliffs that drop straight into the Atlantic Ocean? And what if all of that existed in one place? Welcome to Madeira. Floating far out in the Atlantic, this Portuguese island is a land of towering peaks, deep valleys, waterfalls, and dramatic coastlines. It's a place where nature feels powerful, raw, and unforgettable. In this guide, we're exploring the very best of Madeira. From the capital Funchal to mountain sunrises, hidden forests, coastal villages, and some of the most scenic landscapes in Europe. Let's begin where most journeys to Madeira start, in the island's capital, Funchal. Set between steep mountains and the Atlantic Ocean, the city stretches along the coastline in a natural amphitheater of red rooftops, gardens, and sea views. At its heart lies the oldest and most atmospheric part of the city, Zona Velha. Here, cobbled streets wind between colorful buildings, small cafes, and traditional restaurants. But what makes this area truly distinctive is the Painted Doors project. Local artists have transformed doorways into vibrant pieces of art, turning the neighborhood into an open-air gallery. This is a place to slow the pace, wander without a plan, explore the small shops, and come back in the evening when it becomes one of the best areas in Funchal for dinner. Fresh seafood is a highlight here. One local specialty is espada, black scabbard fish, often served with banana, a combination unique to Madeira. Just steps away, the Mercado dos Lavradores has been the beating heart of Funchal since the 1940s. Inside, the first thing you'll notice is the color. Stalls overflow with tropical fruits, flowers, vegetables, and local produce. Madeira's climate allows an incredible variety of fruit to grow, including multiple types of passion fruit, custard apples, and small sweet bananas grown right here on the island. Downstairs, the fish market gives a glimpse into Madeira's fishing traditions. You'll often see espada on display, along with tuna and other Atlantic catches. From here, we enter the quieter side of Funchal, Santa Clara Convent. Founded in the late 15th century, this peaceful historic site offers a glimpse into Madeira's past. Inside, traditional tiles, wooden details, and quiet courtyards create a calm and reflective atmosphere. It's often overlooked by visitors, but it's worth a stop for its history and tranquility. One of the best ways to see Funchal is from above. From the lower station near the waterfront, a cable car climbs steadily up the mountainside toward Monte. As you rise, the city opens below to red rooftops, the harbor, and the Atlantic beyond. The 15-minute ride is smooth, scenic, and peaceful. At the top, you'll find a different side of Madeira. Cooler air, lush greenery, and a more tranquil atmosphere make Monte feel worlds away from the busy waterfront below. High above Funchal, in the cooler air of Monte, you'll find one of Madeira's most beautiful escapes. Monte Palace Tropical Gardens. Spread across a hillside overlooking Funchal, the gardens are filled with exotic plants from around the world. Winding paths, waterfalls, and decorative tiles that tell stories of Portuguese history. There are koi-filled ponds, sculptures, and panoramic viewpoints looking back toward the city and ocean. It's the kind of place where you can wander for hours without rushing. The mix of nature, art, and views makes it one of the most relaxing stops on the island. The Monte Toboggan Ride is one of Madeira's most famous traditions. Dating back to the 19th century, locals once used wicker basket sleds to travel quickly downhill from Monte to Funchal. Today, it's become one of the island's most unique attractions. Seated in a wicker sled, you'll be guided down steep roads by two men in traditional white clothing and straw hats. They steer and brake using their shoes as the sled picks up speed. It's fast, slightly chaotic, and completely unforgettable. Madeira has been producing its famous fortified wine for centuries, and Funchal is the best place to try it. At Blandy's Wine Lodge, you can take a guided tour through historic cellars and learn how Madeira wine became known around the world. Tastings range from dry to rich and sweet. offering a full introduction to one of the island's most famous traditions. Nearby, the marina and promenade are perfect for a relaxed walk. With the ocean in front and mountains behind, it's one of the best places to slow down and take in the setting. For football fans, there's one essential stop in the city. Funchal is the birthplace of Cristiano Ronaldo, and the CR7 Museum celebrates his career and achievements. Inside, you'll find an extraordinary collection of Cristiano Ronaldo's trophies and memorabilia, including his multiple Ballon d'Or awards, and an impressive display of golden boots from his record-breaking seasons. The museum also features a life-size wax figure of Ronaldo. It's a proud celebration of a local boy who became one of the greatest players in football history. Standing proudly along Funchal's eastern waterfront, São Tiago Fortress is one of the city's most striking historic landmarks. Built in the early 17th century to defend Madeira from pirate raids and foreign attacks, the fortress once played a vital role in protecting the harbor and its trade routes. Its bold yellow walls, dramatic coastal setting, and watchful position overlooking the Atlantic make it impossible to miss. Today, the fortress feels far more peaceful. Visitors can wander its ramparts, take in sweeping ocean views, and imagine the cannons that once stood guard over the city. It's a quiet reminder of Madeira's strategic importance and centuries-old maritime history. From Funchal's waterfront, we head west to one of Madeira's most dramatic viewpoints, Cabo Girão. At 589 meters above the Atlantic, this is one of Europe's highest sea cliffs. Extending out over the edge is a glass platform known as the Skywalk, where you can look straight down to the ocean far below. It's a slightly nerve-testing experience, but the views are incredible. On clear days, you can see along the coastline toward Funchal and across the rugged cliffs of the southwest. It's an easy stop with a big visual impact, and a reminder of just how dramatic Madeira's landscape really is. From the cliffs, we head inland toward Madeira's central mountain range, where one of the island's most dramatic viewpoints awaits, Pico do Arieiro. Standing at 1,110 meters above sea level, this is Madeira's third highest peak, and one of the most accessible high-altitude viewpoints anywhere in Europe. Arrive before dawn, and you'll likely find yourself standing above a blanket of clouds. As the sun begins to rise, the jagged volcanic peaks slowly emerge from the mist. Light spills across the ridgelines, turning the sky shades of orange, pink, and gold. It's one of those moments that feels completely unreal. From here begins the iconic trail to Pico Ruivo, Madeira's highest peak. Not far along the trail is one of Madeira's most photographed locations, the Stairway to Heaven, a steep line of stone steps climbing sharply towards the clouds. When the mist rolls in, the stairs fade into the sky, creating one of the most surreal scenes on the island. Even if you're not planning to hike all the way to Pico Ruivo, many visitors walk just far enough to experience this section. From the highest peaks, we now descend into a very different landscape. Madeira's levadas are one of the island's most unique features. Originally built to carry water from the wetter north of the island to the drier south, these narrow irrigation channels now form a network of walking trails that stretch for hundreds of kilometers across the mountains and valleys. Hiking a levada gives you access to landscapes you wouldn't otherwise see. The paths are generally narrow but relatively flat, making them accessible for most fitness levels. One of the most popular routes is Levada do Caldeirão Verde. This trail leads through lush forest, past dramatic cliffs, and through several tunnels carved into the rock before ending at a tall waterfall cascading into a green pool. Another favorite is Rabassal and the 25 Fontes. This route takes you into a valley filled with small waterfalls and natural springs. It's one of the most scenic and rewarding walks on the island. Deep in Madeira's mountainous interior lies Curral das Freiras, known as the Valley of the Nuns. Surrounded by steep, towering peaks, the village feels hidden and isolated. Its name comes from a legend that nuns once sought refuge here during pirate attacks on Funchal. The drive into the valley is dramatic, with winding roads and sharp turns revealing increasingly impressive views. But the best perspective is from the viewpoint above the valley. where you can see the entire basin surrounded by rugged mountain walls. It's one of the most striking landscapes on the island, and offers a completely different feel from the coastal scenery. We now move to one of Madeira's most mysterious landscapes, the Funchal forest, part of the island's ancient Laura Silva forest. The trees are centuries old, their twisted trunks shaped by time. On clear days it's beautiful, but when mist rolls in, the atmosphere changes completely. Fog drifts through the trees, softening the landscape and creating an almost surreal atmosphere. It's one of the most photogenic places on the island, especially in the early morning or late afternoon. From the misty forest, we descend toward Madeira's rugged north coast. In the village of Porto Moniz, the landscape has been shaped by ancient volcanic activity. Over time, lava flows cooled and formed natural rock pools along the shoreline. Today, these natural volcanic pools fill with clear Atlantic seawater, creating one of the most unique swimming spots on the island. Nearby is Seixal, home to one of Madeira's rare natural black sand beaches, set beneath towering green cliffs and waterfalls that spill down the mountainside. Seixal feels less like Europe and more like a hidden corner of a tropical island. The natural pools at the edge of the beach also make it a great spot for a calmer swim, when the Atlantic swell is strong. Further along the coast is Veu da Noiva, an impressive waterfall that cascades down cliffs toward the sea. Sadly, the waterfall is no longer accessible due to the road below collapsing. However, you still get great views from Seixal. From here, we head northeast to a village that represents Madeira's traditional roots. Santana, located in a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, is famous for its traditional triangular houses with thatched roofs. The cottages in Santana today are replicas, built to preserve this traditional design. They're part of the attraction, Parque Temático da Madeira, where visitors can step inside to learn about the island's rural way of life, and even try their hand at traditional crafts. Surrounded by green hills and mountain views, the setting feels calm and authentic, a peaceful backdrop to Madeira's rural heritage. From tradition, we move back to the coast for some relaxation. Ponta do Sol is a picturesque town on Madeira's southwestern coast, known as the island's warmest and sunniest spot. At the base of the village, a small pebble beach sits beside the harbor, a peaceful place for a quick swim or to relax by the water. With its colorful buildings and calm setting, Ponta do Sol is also one of the best places on the island to watch the sunset, as the cliffs begin to glow and the Atlantic reflects the final light of the day. While Madeira isn't known for long stretches of sandy coastline, there are still some excellent places to swim and relax by the sea. Calheta Beach on the southwest coast features imported golden sand and calm, sheltered water. It's one of the best spots on the island for an easy swim, especially for families. Over on the east side, Machico Beach offers imported golden sand and a laid-back, family-friendly feel. The sheltered bay keeps the waters calm, making it one of the best spots for an easy swim. Closer to Funchal, Praia Formosa is the island's largest public beach. With a mix of black sand and pebbles, it's a convenient spot for a swim or a walk along the seafront, especially if you're staying in the capital. Madeira isn't just dramatic above the water, it's just as impressive below the surface. The deep Atlantic waters surrounding the island are home to an incredible variety of marine life, making dolphin and whale watching one of the most popular activities in Madeira. Tours depart daily from Funchal Marina, with experienced guides and spotters helping to locate pods offshore. Several species live or pass through these waters, and it's not unusual to see them swimming alongside the boat. Whales are also frequently spotted, particularly sperm whales and pilot whales, and during certain seasons you may even catch sight of migrating humpbacks. Each trip is different, which adds to the sense of anticipation as you head out into open water. Madeira is an island of mountains, ocean, forests, and unforgettable views. Whether you're watching sunrise above the clouds, swimming in volcanic pools, or wandering through ancient forests, this island offers experiences you won't find anywhere else. If you enjoyed this guide, Subscribe to Infinite Horizons for more travel destinations around the world. Until next time, keep exploring.